Today, the Market Open will celebrate the launch of a new product. Again, a very innovative product that NEO is bringing to the Canadian market. And that product is called the Canadian ETF market, and it is going to provide it is providing, I should probably say, a very comprehensive overview of everything that is Canadian ETFs. It's not only very comprehensive, covering articles, education, real-time market data, fact sheets, just name it, but it's also going to be made available at no cost. And that is clearly one of the things that NEO always pays a lot of attention to, is how do we democratize our markets? How do we make sure that all retail investors have access to top quality information? And that is what we're doing here with ETF Market. And we are in fact providing all investors, retail, institutional, portfolio managers, investment advisors, with information that is of institutional quality. And we're very excited and very proud to be able to bring that to market. As I said, thanks to a number of partnerships, Track Insight, but also, and we'll talk about that later on, Franklin Templeton, who is our initial sponsor and allowed us really to make this happen today.
There are over 1,200 ETF tickers in Canada. They're listed on 2 separate stock exchanges, and you hopefully know the myriad of issues with fragmentation of market data that exists in today's world. And these are some of the things that we've been working on to address here at NEO, to the betterment of long-term investors. The same thing is occurring for retail investors working to find the most suitable ETFs to meet their investment needs. And ultimately, there's a few things that aren't working. We've watched a few ETF screeners go live in Canada that only incorporate a select group of ETFs, among a few other challenges. And this doesn't serve Canadian investors well and only stands to create, say, poor investment decisions off of partial data. So in short, like the origins of our exchange, the NEO team identified an issue by listening to investors and advisors like those of you with us in the audience today, and a definitive lack of accessible resources to find, research, compare, and select ETFs in Canada was clearly the issue. We went about exploring ways to deliver upon this in the only way, frankly, we know how. Solve it the right way once, always with a focus on what's best for the long-term investor. And I'm very excited with the result in the Canadian ETF market. It's a tool built into the NEO Exchange website that is completely free for investors. Free. Let that sink in and ruminate for a moment. We're providing timely market commentary and research. We're providing access to information. It's fully bilingual. And as a part of that, I'm most excited. I think you're going to see the best screener in the Canadian market, and I'm excited to show you what that will look like after the Open. We've got a track record of doing what's right. We're excited. We're going to be transparent with this, and we're excited to show you what we've built.
We're delighted to sponsor the new ETF market. So, congratulations to yourself, Eric, the whole team at NEO on the launch. Our sponsorship of ETF market is just one small way to demonstrate our commitment to the Canadian ETF industry, to Canadian investors, both institutional and retail. We know it's important for investors, advisors, institutional investors to have easy access to education, market insights, tools to assist them in making those investment decisions that are so important. And I think the ETF market gives investors and advisors that free ETF screening tool and other resources on a single platform to help them perform that necessary due diligence. For our firm here in Canada, it's been one of our busiest years of all time. We closed a huge transaction that doubled the size of Franklin Templeton globally, and we have been bringing new investment capabilities into the market, both through retail mutual funds and also through ETFs. So we've offered brand new ETFs from Brandywine, ClearBridge, Martin Currie, groups that their performance track record and sustainable investment expertise has really strengthened our ETF platform. And I really think Canadians are going to be excited by the active management that they will bring into the Canadian market. Our ETF team in Canada, we've expanded that. We brought Bobby Ng on. He's a veteran of the Canadian ETF industry. He's joined us as our new head of platform and institutional ETF distribution. And Ahmed Farouk, who many of you might know, has taken on even a more expanded role as our head of retail distribution. And we continue to try to expand the team with a couple more individuals to join Ahmed's team to continuing to develop that retail distribution channel. So don't want to take too much time, but let me wrap by saying how much we appreciate our relationship with NEO, how we welcome innovations like the ETF market and NEO's closing price methodology. So congratulations again on the launch, on NEO's strong year, and I hope investors and advisors start using the ETF market right away, and I'm positive it'll be a great success. So congratulations, everyone.
This opening would not be complete if we would not give everyone a brief overview of what the platform provides as information, and it's quite exciting.
You can see, a website that I'm sure many of our investors on screen with us today have seen before, and hopefully they're using our NEO Exchange website for some good real-time quoting. I still continue to believe it's one of the best websites for market data in the country, if not the continent. But thought it'd be good to walk everyone through a little bit what we've been up to behind the scenes, as it's now live with a quick product demo. So looking on the left-hand side of our website now, you can see the ETF market is now its own separate and distinct link. So for any of you users who are following along, you can quickly click on the left navigation pane and get straight into the NEO ETF market. I think we were chatting earlier, and there's three things that we're really working to address: commentary, news, information, pertinent and updated content that the group will be publishing at least weekly to keep the site fresh with new ideas and information about ETFs in Canada, new launches, trends, and other interesting content. You can see, obviously, and highlighting it here for you, Franklin Templeton, prominent front and center on screen. Second, really good consolidated search box. This is one of my own personal frustrations as an ETF user and investor as well. It's very hard sometimes to get that search proper, but as an example, if you want to take a look for ETFs that center or focus on Europe as a continent, we're going to hand you back any result for ETFs, regardless of their listing exchange in Canada, that might provide some European exposure. And you can see on this list a few on the grid, including Franklin Templeton's Europe X UK ETF that happens to be listed on NEO, the others listed on the TSX. Similarly, and of interest, we obviously came across a few other challenges while we were doing the reviews. Canadian investors often use US ETFs. We wanted to take a bit of a look at that and see if there were a way that we could generate smart searches. So if you're looking for ARK Invest ETFs in the US, we happen to have their Canadian partner with product listed on our exchange. You can find the Canadian product that might be a direct replica or tracking the same index, in effect showing you a Canadian mandate first before you decide to convert currency and go and trade on US exchanges. And lastly, if you know the manager you're looking for, we'll give you all of those back in a straight and nice, easy search result as well. And it's a very quick click through into what I'm the most excited about for the entire platform is a really good ETF screener. So what you can see, click through, and these are now 22 Franklin Templeton results, but you can see all the different filters and screens that you as an investor can click, apply, and look at, and it's quite comprehensive as far as segments, categories, asset classes. If you're looking for equities only, you can screen out the results and see what's here, as well as removing those screens if you're done looking for stocks in particular, or you want to look at a generic group of securities and screen your way around. It's all here, and more importantly, easy to use for investors. Lastly, And perhaps the fun part that will be a bit more familiar for investors, I think once you're clicking through a particular product, you've got some fundamental data. So you can see volume information, you can see NAV performance on your screen, a little bit about fees, always important to take a look at that. And in addition to that, we will also show you other information about the ETF's exposures, the index that it's tracking, as well as its country and sector. So these are all things that we believe investors should be looking at closely as they're evaluating ETFs that they wish to buy, and it's all free, available on screen for you to take a look at. Lastly, when you're ready to trade and starting to look at real-time pricing, you can see this more live data quote. It's going to send you straight back to our Neo Exchange website in a nice seamless format and give you the capability to look at a real-time quote that you can then hop over to your discount broker and trade whenever you're ready. So that's the summary, I think, of what we've been doing. There's a lot of good things on this website, and I encourage each of you to go and take a look. If you are keen to stay up to date with the ETF market in particular, maybe one last comment to add in, there's a little email subscribe box on the website. Feel free, punch in your email address, and any newsletters, information, new stats that we push out every week will all be available and pushed straight to your inbox. But don't worry, if email's not your friend, you can always count on the Neo team and I to be active on LinkedIn and social media, and we'll incorporate a lot of these updates into our Neo Exchange commentary leaving the desk as well. So lots of great things here for investors. Again, free for everyone to use, and we hope you enjoy it. We're looking forward to seeing your feedback. And as you do, reach out if you see something else you're interested in. Neo team and I will happily take a look.
I think this gives indeed a very good oversight of the platform, its possibilities, and you know, foremost, I would say the value that it can bring to investors, and you know what we should all be about as participants in the Canadian capital markets. We should all be about information, transparency, education, allowing investors to make the proper decisions, informed decisions, and that is something that sometimes still lacks a lot. And I think that the Canadian ETF market is really going to change that in the ETF space. So looking forward to see indeed lots of investors leveraging this tool, and to your point, coming back to us if they have suggestions, ideas, or things that they would like to be added. With that, I think we come at the end of our market open. As I said at the very beginning, a very exciting one, all about what Neo is about: innovation, democratization, quality of service, quality of execution, and you know, as CEO of this organization, I cannot tell you how proud I am again of what this organization achieves day after day in smaller things or in bigger things like this ETF market project. So also a big shout out to the Neo team. Thank you everyone for joining us, and have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.